We're back! And as you can tell from the title, Yacht Week!
So we went to Yacht Week in 2024,
yeah.
the summer of 2024, and we didn't do a vlog.
No.
However,
we do have a few clips that we will incorporate in this.
Well, and photos.
Yeah.
But we wanted to just give a debrief on our experience.
Yeah, because we didn't, when we were actually like planning it and booking it, we didn't actually see that much like regarding like vlogs or people talking about it.
Vlogs.
Yeah.
And top tips, of course we're going to do top tips.
But yeah, we just wanted to give you a little rundown of how the week went, a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into
it.
What is Yacht Week?
So it's 7 days of sailing, partying, island hopping.
Yeah.
And
we chose, you can go to different places.
Yeah.
It's not just in Croatia, which is what we chose.
Yeah.
You can go to Greece, Italy. I think you can do some parts in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And also maybe Polynesia, somewhere in Polynesia. But yeah, we chose Croatia.
Yeah, because you guys know we love it.
Our favourite places.
Got so many vlogs of us going.
Yeah.
So yeah, you choose your location and then you choose the boat. I think you choose the boat next and then the payment plan.
Yeah.
So we chose a catamaran, the
bigger boat. I think the
go big or go home.
Is it a Holman or what is
Monohull?
Monohull.
Yeah. So that's
close.
So ours had like the nets. Do you know what? I'm not going to go act like I know what the difference is in the boats, but
here's a picture.
Yeah. And then you do payment plans. So you can pay it all in bulk if you're rich.
Yeah.
But we did it broken up into months.
Into different sections.
Yeah, so it was like, do we want to say how much it was? It was like 260.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
I think so.
I can't remember, but
it was around that.
I believe it was that.
And I can't remember how many months we did. We might have done, it wasn't a year.
No.
I think that's why it's so high, like higher.
No. And we aren't always like the most planned people.
No. Well,
but this we'd kind of like seen, I think we'd seen like either someone had been or we'd like just heard about it.
Oh god, it was so
exhilarating. So we started it in January, but you can start it
prior to that. January when we
started it in January.
January to
May?
July.
Oh, July, yeah.
Because we went in August. We went in August. We went for bank holiday August.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what it is.
But everyone, obviously we'll go into more detail about like who you're paired up with, etc. But everyone on our boat had booked it like the month before.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously you can do it whichever way. You don't have to like have so much in advance, but there is like different ways of doing it.
100%.
Just know that that's an option.
And I feel like this is a nice time to say you don't need to have a group of a big group of friends to do it with. You can of course do that, but there's different options. Do you want to just go into it now?
Yeah, sure.
So you could rent out a whole boat if you've got 8 friends, if there's 8 of you. But we,
as you know, we do a lot of things just us two. So we just booked it just us two, but we booked to go on, like Lorraine said, a catamaran.
Yeah.
So within that catamaran there is
4 cabins.
4 cabins
for the guests.
For the guests.
Yeah.
And then so with ours, each cabin had like a different pair.
Yeah, we were all strangers.
Yeah, we were all strangers. And I think there was only one other boat that was like our boat. We called them our neighbours.
Yeah,
again, we'll go into that. But yeah, a lot of people did have like, or like, I don't know how to explain it. You can do like 4 friends, even if like you don't have to have like
you just tell them how many tickets you're buying and they'll fill the boat for you. So yeah, that's basically the run of it. I was going to talk about hosts and captains, but we're going to do that later. First we'll tell you about our experience. Yeah, we'll talk about our experience now.
Yeah.
So we can give a brief overview of like how the days go.
Yeah.
And then we'll say our highlights.
Yeah. So obviously we've told you about like how many cabins that are on a boat. I think, like I said, I can't tell you about what's on the monohull. I think there might be the same 4 rooms for guests and then maybe 2 for host and captain. On our week there was 20 boats, so just like have that in, so think about 20 times by 4.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do the maths, but there was lots and lots of people.
Small week.
Yeah.
They were like, when there's a festival, because they do it with Ultra and like I think something else, they said there's even more, but it felt like a lot of us.
Yeah,
there's people we didn't even like
see or
talk to. And we spoke to a lot of people.
Yeah. So as kind of like as the week goes on, you all basically island hop to like different places, and there's normally like events that happen either during the day or in the night. And you're all doing it, so all 200
of the Yacht Week. Yeah. So easy. So basically sometimes you'll stop on, your captain will always tell you, and there's also an itinerary. And you basically, sometimes you'll be in the water, like they'll go to a bay and there might be other boats and you'll just get out and swim. Other times they tie all the boats together in like the middle of the sea. And like Amy said, sometimes you get off the boat at the island and you can do what you want. It's quite flexible in that sense.
Yeah, I think it was just, oh my god, guys, you don't understand how much of a good time we had. And it was like way above our expectations. Not that we had low expectations, but obviously, like I said, there wasn't a crazy amount of content for this whole thing. So we kind of, you kind of just like went in blind.
Well, content outside of the Yacht Week, I feel like they're quite big on socials, but outside of the actual company, we were struggling to see what it would be like.
Again, like there was people from literally all over the world. It isn't just, obviously we're English, it isn't just English people.
And we were really hoping for that, like, no offence to our English people, but we like really wanted to meet people from all over the world, and we really did.
Like even our boat alone had like people from all over the world.
It did. Everyone's like advised, or it's recommended for you to bring your flags and put them up, so we'll put a clip of ours.
We were the only ones on our boat to bring our flags. So.
And we had loads of countries covered.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think anyone listened to that advice.
Because we're 3 countries. There was enough flags up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
And it was easy, again, like when you do dock, to kind of know which one's your boat.
Yeah.
So that was also helpful. And also swimming in the beautiful water every day. Even though we're not star signs, we love being in the sea, by the sea.
I'm like a by the sea, go in the sea a little bit. Like
on the boat, by the sea.
Yeah, Amy was in there. A lot of our boat were quite big swimmers. Yeah. They were in there all day long.
All day, every day.
What was your favourite? I think Brack and Viz were, I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Were our favourite islands.
What they're called. Yeah, they were stunning. The water was so turquoise. Yeah. It was crazy.
What happened to the music? Why?
And so like, as you know, if you've watched our other videos, we've been to Croatia before.
Yeah.
We hadn't been to all of the islands. We'd only been to like Split, Hvar, Novalia.
Yeah.
So it was actually really lovely to like see, even though these places are so close on the boat, how like different some of them look.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
God.
I love it.
It's taken me back. I thought now we could talk about a day in the life. So just kind of like, we've said you island hop, but maybe just what happens when you wake up and like how everything gets organised.
So I'm gonna kind of go into, when you book it, we booked like kind of like the full package that you can get. So not every boat had this, but we chose this. So we had a host. So thank God, because I honestly don't know what we would have done.
He was amazing.
Used to like tell us in the morning, like, this is the plan of the day.
Yeah.
He would like send us all a message as well to kind of like know how the day was going to go, so we were not going in blind. So again, we can only talk about our lived experience.
Guys, you wake up and your host has cooked or is cooking and makes you a spread of breakfast in Surfing.
Yeah.
You basically get 5 breakfasts, 5 lunches and 2 dinners. The other dinners you can go onto an island, you can eat together as a family, or you can just eat on your own.
Yeah.
However, we literally did 2 family dinners.
Yeah.
We just,
remember.
It was amazing because we kind of all were on the same vibe, so we all got hungry at the same time. So sometimes Ben, our host, would be like, do you guys want to eat yet? And we'd all be like, no. So we had quite late lunches sometimes. Yeah. So we didn't need dinner.
Again, like, obviously it's party on this whole thing. A lot of our boat were drinkers. So by the time some of them had woken up, by the time everything, like you said, it just kind of like pushed. Breakfast was kind of like when lunch usually is, and sometimes lunch was like early dinner.
We had a late lunch and then just started drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were all good, but that option is available to you.
Yeah, and we have dietary requirements. So I'm dairy free, she's gluten free.
Yeah.
And like again, like we said again, they cater for it. Like our host was amazing, Ben. Shout out to Ben.
So good. Like they catered for it. I was a bit like, oh god. Actually, we can talk about what you do if you do have a host when you first arrive.
Okay.
You go to the marina. You can drop off your bags. There's like a rental place, and
there was an art one. I don't know if there is.
No, I think there's some like all over because they were like,
I don't know.
And then you go in a vehicle. Sorry, I'm like explaining how a car works now. And you go
get in a car.
You press the ignition, and then you go to a supermarket. And we met him there actually, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you go round, and he'll get all the food, but you get snacks
and alcohol.
Yeah. So because everything else they get.
Basically, long story short, I don't know what it is for other trips, but in Croatia, the smaller islands obviously are going to charge more because there's less shops
so
on
they
them.
Just advise you to do
just
it
kind of like
there.
Get as much as you want, like get all of like the more expensive things in the mainland, and as well like if you want certain things like maybe flavoured alcohol or certain snacks, it's just easier to get it at the beginning of the trip than it is.
However, we ran through our alcohol, I will say, and we needed to go to get a top up.
Yeah.
In was it Dalmatian?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
To be fair, it lasted us quite a bit.
Well, we brought some from home as well. And I think the boys did as well. So yeah. So don't worry if you do. Oh, should we talk about the kitty now?
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
So basically, your captain, I think it was Jake that went through this, wasn't it? On the first day, they go through safety and like just expectations.
The ways,
like. Basically, if like someone fell overboard, this is how like everyone point and say, and like don't be like, if there's sexual misconduct, they've got your back, like that person will get their bang clips, stuff like that, which I felt quite reassured about.
Yeah, it made me feel safer going into it. So she's 2 females.
And you don't know these people, but I bet it was amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the kitty is where you all chip in, I think it was 200, 250 each euros.
Yeah.
And you give it to the captain, and that's basically to feed the host and the captain, right?
Because obviously if you don't have like family dinners and things like that,
how are they gonna eat?
Alcohol,
ice, they got that for us, taxis, water. So basically sometimes when we wanted more alcohol, we just went to the shop. But if you're like out on the sea, 'cause sometimes you like sleep out on the sea, like you can say to your captain or your host like, we need more of this, and they can use the kitty to
take that out,
take it out. Were you saying the water? Because you have to top up on, I mean we'll talk about challenges later, but you have to like top up the water sometimes for the boat, and they do that in marinas, and that costs money.
Basically all the little things that like you don't need to think about as the person who's not driving the boat. You just do that so then they don't have to like ask you to give like 20 euros here and there. Which it just makes things so much easier. Right? Yeah, it would be awkward and not very nice.
Yeah.
So it's just to make their lives easier, make our lives easier. We all did it at the beginning and you know, that was it. You didn't have to think about it again. So yeah, just be mindful when you are booking it.
So let's talk about the party.
Yeah, and our favourite part. So my favourite was Fort George.
Oh, good one. Same low key, but I do have another one. Yeah,
it was literally, I think it was, the actual party was in a castle. And again, this was kind of like, I think you might have had to pay like £10 to get all you can eat.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think you had to pay like €10. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you paid like prior on the app, €10 for all you can eat. Buffet, sorry, that's what it's called. And I think it might have been our second day. Or like, so we're still very like early days.
Made us a family. Really, like bonded everyone.
Yeah, so it was still early days. So we walked into this castle, got a free glass of wine, and then walked into it. Then we had like our seat. I think our host and our.
We took pictures. Sunset pictures. We could put that.
Yeah.
That's such a good mood.
We'll set that here. So that was our little family.
Yeah.
And then we walked, I think our host and our captain had like figured out what table we were meant to go at.
Yeah.
So we sat down at that. We all had, I think we had like bottles of wine on our table. So we got very, very tipsy and had like a nice little family dinner.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
And then we went on to like this other section of the castle.
Yeah, and I also need to add, other boats were doing the same.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like all in the same venue.
Yeah. And then it was just, I don't even know how to describe it. Like I said, we'll put videos here.
Oh, it was
but
stunning.
it was so fun. Like there was different tables, like you said, from different boats.
Yeah.
Some people had bought tables. We were lucky that a lovely guy on our boat got a table. We love you. And yeah, it was just so fun.
It was. It was.
And everyone was in such a good mood. The music was good. You know, it was a great time.
We've all got so many videos.
Yeah.
Okay, and then my favourite was basically, I don't know what this was called in the itinerary, but we all the boats came.
Yeah.
And got tied up. So it was like a line here and a line here. I'll insert a photo. And then a DJ boat came in the middle and literally played all afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And everyone was so lit.
Music. It was so fun.
And everyone just ended up in like,
we were really lucky where our boat was placed was literally in front of the DJ.
Amazing.
So we didn't even have to like get out or like, walk down our boats. Yeah, because basically this is just kind of like the culture. You can walk across other people's boats. That's just how it is. Obviously, how else are they gonna like get to the middle?
You do have to be like able-bodied, I think, to attend this because there's a lot of like climbing over the boats at times. But yeah, everyone just got in their rubber, what is it called?
Dinghies?
No, it's not
donuts.
The donuts.
I know, obviously they don't have to look like donuts, but
and floated in the middle near the boat. But like we said, because they were in front of us, we were just like
on our boat,
partying for hours. And then our boat ended up having like an after, so we just like carried on partying, and then other people came from other boats and partied on our boat. Oh guys, it was, and we're literally in the middle of the sea. It was insane. So yeah, that's my favourite memory.
That was really, really good. I really enjoyed that day too. I think that might have been the day after the Fort George. So maybe we solidified everything.
Yeah.
So what do you pack for Yacht Week?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people want to know this, right?
Yeah.
So what we weren't aware of is there is a section on their website. So if you just put Yacht Week packing, there is somewhere where they have a list that they recommend.
Yeah.
And the app.
Yeah, I think the app. So you can download an app. We downloaded it really late. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I think we didn't know that it was used. I know obviously they said on the website, but apart from paying, we didn't really pay that much attention to what the website was saying.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, do that if you're booking this.
Yeah, it does say on there.
Yeah, it said on the app as well.
One thing I would say is we're overpackers.
Yeah.
And we did. But if you can, pack light, because there isn't a lot of space in the cabin. Like, the cabin we got, it's not a huge amount of space, so your stuff's just gonna go everywhere, and if you can easily like put it all back in, it'll just make your life easier. So,
and I think I thought I was gonna wear way more clothes than I actually did, because in hindsight I didn't know how much we were spending on the land and on the sea, even though obviously it is Yacht Week, you're going to spend it on the sea. I thought I'd be wearing more on the land, loads of outfits in the day, when I was just in a bikini most of the day, and then obviously wearing clothes in the evening.
So true. Like we thought we would be like going out for lunches, or like, well, not lunches because those are provided, but I thought we'd like go out.
I'd be clothed.
And then there was the option to, but we were like, no, we'll just stay on the boat. Like, I just loved it so much.
Yeah. And like I said, like you probably think you'll be wearing more clothes than you actually do.
Yeah.
Like when you're jumping in and out of the sea all day, every day, you're not really putting on clothes when you get on the boat. Like everyone is wearing their swimwear.
And you have to carry your bag across a little plank, so when you're first getting on and when you're getting off. Yeah. So bear that in mind when
like the guys were amazing on our boat, so they helped me carry mine, and it was heavy.
Yeah, when we were leaving I was like, please, now I know you. But when we were going I was like with my bag, I think.
Yeah, I think I was like, help. Help me.
Oh my god. One thing I don't want to forget to tell you to buy before you go is
whatever your home country is, buy anti-sickness tablets. So we were really lucky that we actually didn't get ill. We weren't feeling nauseous at all, but two women on our boat, they both got sick, and they'd been on boats before, they had been, and they'd never got sick before, but they were this time. So
you just don't know when it's gonna hit you.
No.
and that helped. Amy was giving them.
Yeah. So I think one of them had bought anti-sickness tablets just in case. I had these like herbal gingery ones, and I think all the above were helping her. And it only happened for the first 3 days.
Yes, I was gonna say it does pass. So if you do get it, don't worry, because and the boat is stationary. I feel like theirs, it was more when we were moving.
Bless them.
So yeah, pack some of those.
Yeah.
And another thing we don't want to forget about spending money is it is advised, or it's not really said, is it?
No, it's not.
But they do on the app, but it's just not spoken, to give a tip to your host and captain
skipper.
So we
at the end of your trip.
So we did it on the last day. 10% is what we did, obviously.
So whatever overall price you paid, we did 10% each. Given to them.
Just because it was so amazing. So yeah, if you do have a good experience, that is.
And obviously you can tip more than that. Isn't it? You can tip more than that.
Yeah.
Big baller. Big baller. But yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah.
And like honestly, they were like our saviors the whole week, so it's well deserved.
Yeah.
So some do's and don'ts of Yacht Week.
Shall we start with the do's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do speak to new people.
Yeah.
Like everyone, obviously, if you've got to think about it, like you're all doing this experience, you've all kind of like gone out of your comfort zone to book this. So don't be afraid to speak to people, because that's the whole reason why you've all booked this, really.
Everyone's really friendly, and it does naturally organically happen. But I would suggest, so our first day they like tied all the boats, well actually it was the second day, because we went out the first day. They tied all the boats in a big circle, and everyone was a bit shy, like we were all just kind of staying near our boat. And if I could do it again, I would just go to other boats and we'd just be like, hiya, because everybody wanted to, and we all did eventually. But I just think
it just took a bit of warming up to.
It's only a week, just like say hi. And
if you think about it, these people don't actually know you, so if that's not innately your personality, they don't know that.
Everyone was so friendly as well.
Just like, hi, like I'm from.
Another do is, I wanted to talk about downtime, because I'm someone that needs alone time in the day, and it wasn't something that I worried about, but when I was there I was a bit like, oh my god, am I gonna get like a bit sensory overload? I just need to chill. And there are so many opportunities too, in the mornings, in the afternoons. Like you can go lie on the, Amy used to lie on the nets a lot. I sometimes would just go lie in our cabin. You can obviously swim on your own. Sometimes our boat, everyone would be like
just kind of dotted everywhere. So it's not weird to just have downtime. If that's what you need.
You don't look like a party pooper, because sometimes in the day there isn't really an agenda for partying. So you know, no one's like, why
you're not partying, chill. And everyone's just a bit tired, not tired, but you know, it's okay to have your own time. I think another thing would be, do offer to like include your host and skipper in things. So even if they don't want to do it, or even if, you know, maybe they don't want to come for dinner or whatnot, don't get offended, but offer to make them a drink, you know, before you go out for your dinner or whatever you're doing in the evening. Like offer to help out, maybe like do invite them. Like normally they will help if you do want to book a restaurant. They'll help like book it.
We were partying with ours, like in the night we were like partying as a boat. So and they're like our age, like our skipper and host were literally like my age, so it was like, it's like weird to just,
and it's just the polite thing to do, guys. But like we said, we got really lucky with ours. Like they were like so lovely and so much fun. So obviously like inviting them to like hang out with us or pouring them a drink was fine.
And I just want to add, when we say we're lucky, it doesn't mean we know something about another boat. Like we're not like, no, but I just wanted to clarify, like it's not like every other boat was bad. It's just like our experience, we're like, wow, they were perfect for the type of people we love to hang out with. So
like we just really got on with them. It wasn't,
because I'm like worried people like, oh, they were lucky. Other people
what if we're not?
No, not that we know of.
We just really got on with ours, so it was easy to hang out with them. It was easy to pour them a drink. Like when you're pouring yourself a drink, just offer. Be polite.
Another do is also get in the water when you're hungover. Like I suffer really badly with hangovers, and I don't know whether it's the magnesium or the salt, but it made me feel so good. So have a little dip is another do.
Yeah, I love being in the water.
Yeah.
So I
you don't need telling.
Yeah, I don't need telling.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in.
Yeah, but your captain, skipper, he will tell you when you can or can't get in the water.
Oh yeah, that was, yeah.
So please don't
Don't
just
be
jump in.
off like, oh, it looks good. Yeah. So now the don'ts, what not to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go in the sea, they do say really quickly at the start, wash it off you with the hose, and we were just like, oh, that's it if you want to.
Yeah. And like we were like showering in our rooms.
Oh my god, yeah.
But when you're like I said, when you're like in and out the water so much, I just got a bit lazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry guys, but I didn't think I've gone in and out of water before and nothing's happened, but this happened to us. We got like little bites, or I don't know, not bites, but
yeah,
I had like a bit of a rash.
And then we googled it afterwards. Like, what the hell? Amy got it worse because she was like, obviously in the water a lot more. But it was like, you can get sea mites. Yeah. Like they are in the sea sometimes.
I'm like baiting myself out.
I'm not going to go into detail for ages, but
it
basically,
didn't look like terrible. Like, yeah, it didn't look like scary. It wasn't painful. It was just wash your legs when you get out of the water.
We thought it was just nice to do for the furniture, not a, your skin is going to get.
Yeah, and there's an outside hose.
Yeah, we should talk about the water actually. So one thing that was a challenge and a don't is the use of water. So we just love to shower all the time, like but the water, you kind of have to conserve it a little bit. So they fill it up at the marina, but if you haven't gone back to a marina in a while because you're like island hopping and whatnot, the water can get used up from washing up. So when the host is washing up, showers in the room, that hosing off shower,
washing your hands, like
and there were times where it ran out. So yeah, that was a challenge. No, we always
I always bathed every day,
so it was
like watch out.
That was a bit like, oh, like I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting like showers every day. Well, like obviously I showered every day, but it was just like, what, like I've never had to conserve
sometimes
water
we shower
before.
twice a day, so it was once a day kind of thing.
Yeah, so that was a challenge. So you might just get told, try and be a bit,
don't be like leaving the water on when you are bathing.
Oh my god, we need to talk about like the bathing conditions, like the so I think because it's got yacht on the title, you think it's going to be like really, really luxury, but at the end of the day this is a catamaran, it's not like a mega yacht, so there are differences. And we were quite shocked because our cabin, it was like, you've got a toilet, sorry, the bathroom bit, you've got a toilet, and I don't think we got a photo, did we? And you've got a sink, and then what you use to wash your hands with, that's also the shower head, and it just goes on the floor, like this little space like this is where you bathe as well. So we were like really shocked, and sometimes when the water was running out, it was quite
you were just quick. You were literally like you would be so fast.
Ladder, and then go for it.
Quick.
That was like, wow, like this is like crazy. It was a bit like
we're
camping.
very like princess vibes. So that was just a very eye-opening.
It was a bit like camping, wasn't it? That aspect, and also the toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
So you can't flush your toilet paper down the toilet for the whole week because it can block it, and if it blocks it, you pay. So basically, you have an incentive not to do it.
Yeah. So I think it was I don't know whether they'd mentioned it on the app or whether it was at the actual website. But I think they did.
I think it was on the app because I bought nappy bags. Yeah. Because I was worried about what the smell would be like. So yeah, they did tell us before.
And you have like a little bin. In your room.
And your host will change it.
Yeah. And I think some people did flush toilet roll, but we didn't. Yeah, there was someone that blocked the toilet on our boat, which was actually hilarious. But
they fixed it.
They fixed it. But if that had happened to us, I would have literally like died.
I wanted to like throw myself.
Yeah. Because we're like, oh, bestie, and it's like I just got the toilet like, oh
guys, help me. So yeah, that was a bit of a. I mean, we're going into challenges now naturally, but yeah, that was a challenge. So just something to be aware of. But we got nappy bags and you just used to put it in there. Yeah. And the smell wasn't too bad.
Yeah. And I'm not sure whether it was the skipper or the host, but they used to clear out the bins throughout the day. So that's another thing. Like they will just tell you at the beginning of the week. Like sometimes we'll need to change the bins in your room, or we'll need to like do something in regards to the boat. So just to let you know, like we will be in your rooms at times.
And that's also made me. Oh, you said something. It made me think something else. About tidiness. So just this is yeah, we can consider this as a don't.
Yeah.
Don't put all your clutter in like the main living room area, because
be mindful.
Even though they're changing the bins, they're not cleaners. They're, you know, trying to steer the boat. They're cooking for us. They're planning everything. So just be tidy. They say this in the app, but that wasn't hard for us. Our boat, everyone was just like really up after themselves.
Yeah. So yeah, just clean up once you've finished drinking your drink, and maybe you're not pouring yourself another. Just put it in the bin.
Yeah.
What we also forgot to mention is do not judge.
So you are gonna see.
People are wondering, what do you mean?
Yeah, crazy.
What do you mean? What are you judging?
Our week was tame, alright,
Apparently.
and there were some scenes.
Yeah.
So people having sex in public. Were we not gonna actually say?
I don't know. Yeah. We saw what we saw.
It.
We don't have
I've said it there. It's out there.
Proof when we're not judging.
Yeah.
It was
Here's
just
the video. Don't judge.
Yeah. You might see or hear stories.
Yeah.
About people doing bits and being free.
We love
on
a bit
Yacht
of goss,
Week.
so we were like, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, just don't be horrified. Like, just don't be judgy. Like, people are letting loose. Try not to be a prude. We were challenged not to be a prude.
Yeah. I think as well, like, there's a bunch of, you know, fun people having their best lives. So obviously some people might, you know, be free. So let them do what they want to do.
You might see it.
You might see it. You might be part of it. Whoa! Whoa! But yeah, we just, we'd heard and saw things we've never seen before on a holiday. Yeah. So that was just new. So don't judge.
And do you know what? I think we'll end there. We'll end on a high. Yeah. So yeah. Are
we going to include a little montage of some videos that maybe we didn't post throughout?
Shall we?
We didn't think we had enough to do a full video, but maybe we'll include now a little.
Yeah. But we don't have enough material for a vlog, guys. We were having too much fun.
Yeah.
Amy's going to do some TikToks.
Yeah, I am.
Is it going to be like in this format, like you're doing a tips, or is it just based off of the... You'll see.
You'll see.
Amy Popex.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
And any questions, we've tried to cover, I hope we were jotting around, but
yeah, we're trying to cover anything that maybe we didn't see or we thought you might want to know.
Yeah, so hit us up with the questions. It's still, even though it's in August and we're in
I'd still be able
April, it's very fresh in our minds. So yeah, comment down below and we'll try and answer them.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching.
I hope you book it. Yeah.